Nick, do you have 6 ideas ready?
Not good ones.
Welcome to the Two Authors Podcast, an entertaining chat show hosted by best-selling mystery and thriller authors Douglas Pratt and Nicholas Harvey, in lively, humorous and informative conversation with distinguished guests who share their thoughts and experience about forging a successful author career.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I hope you're doing fantabulous. How are you, Doug?
I'm doing fantabulous. So fantabulous you wouldn't believe.
Wait, speaking of fantabulous, I don't have it here. Dang it. I was gonna play a couple of chords on the uke.
So sorry.
I've been warming it up. Warming it up.
At least 3 people were reaching for the skip button and went, oh, there's no ukulele and they're fine. So, I like the ukulele, so don't let them ride you, Nick. Just keep playing your heart out.
I can't play it with the shit, but I like it. All right. The show brought to you, as always, by the fantabulous Vellum, as we all know now.
That's right. The best formatting solution in the world.
Absolutely. And hey, thinking about going wide with Vellum store links.
But you could.
No, I'm not really either. One day, in some way, we probably will. But anyway, with Vellum store links, you're also by, meaning the books also by you, can use different links for each store. So when you upload to the different stores, you upload via, like in Vellum, you output it to Apple, you output it to Kobo, you output it to Kindle, and you can individualize those store links so they're correct for each of those stores. That's a pretty nifty feature, huh?
That's really awesome. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And I like that they do that. It makes it so easy. And I do, while I do not really go wide, I do put all my books out wide for pre-order. And I do use that, and it is nice because Apple's pretty specific. You can get by with the Kindle and the drafted digital one to be the same, but the Apple one's got to be a little bit different if you're uploading it directly. So it is very, very easy to use and so easy. And if you don't want it, all you got to do is it's just a click. You go in there and click it off and just click, I just want paperback and Kindle, or I just want,
Yep. You get selected.
It's so nice. Yeah. Oh,
it's cool. All right. And a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much, guys. We've got some great stuff going on in there. So we do a bonus question with every guest. So an extra question, and we try and pick something that's pretty detailed, author-centric kind of question to ask them. And we bung that in. So and it's $3 a month to support the show.
It's cheaper. At this point, you could buy like 2 gallons. You can't even buy a gallon of gas for that. So you might as well just spend it on us instead.
You can only drive your truck like 4 miles on the petrol you can buy for the cost of our Patreon.
For the cost of our Patreon, it's totally worth it. Coffee. You can't even get a coffee at Starbucks for $3. And yet you could get our lovely melodic voices and potentially some ukulele playing if you're... I mean, for $3, for $4, we don't play the ukulele. So
yeah, pay us extra. We won't talk and we won't play. We'll just have a guest talk. All right, head on over there. Take a look if you haven't been there before. There is some good stuff in there, folks. All right, I'm excited. Our guest today is our returning friend of the show, USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestselling thriller author, the one and only Lisa Regan.
Oh yeah, she just had a release that's been awesome too, man. Yes.
Skied. It did so well. All right, we'll chat with her in just a moment. But first, a listener question from our lovely friend, Sarah Rosette. This is bonus, because Sarah just came up with what she says. We'll find out. She says it's the best question ever to ask the two of us. So this is an extra bonus listener question from Sarah Rosette. Thank you for sticking around even longer, Sarah. What you got for us? Lay it on us. What you got?
Well, this is typical for me. It takes me longer to come up with my questions. So if you were a private detective in a TV show, what kind of car would you drive? Because, they always have a signature car.
1970s Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Land Rover. I love Landies. It's a very English thing, and it's got to have. They can be the short wheelbase. They ride like shit, but they're because they're such a short wheelbase. They're like the short wheelbase Jeeps, right? It's like it's like it's rattling your brain box out if you go. But they're brilliant, and it's got to have the little window along the back. The little top spy window for looking up. Yeah, always loved them. And one day One day I'm going to have one. Actually, our friend Cunningham has one, and he was selling it. He had one in Virginia. John H. Cunningham was a brilliant author and friend of ours, great guy. And he had a Landy. It was a long wheelbase, I think, 4-door, but it was a beautiful one. And he was selling it right before we were moving here. And I showed Cheryl the post he put about it, and she immediately said no.
I thought you were going to say.
You shipped your car in anyway, didn't you? Could have shipped
we
that.
We did, but we paid, I think, about half what we paid for a brand new car that I would have had to pay for his restored Landy. But so it was, and they're not the most convenient vehicles, or there's lots of things they're not, but that would be mine. All right, Doug, what you got?
Wow, that's a good question. I actually have an idea that I've sketched out for a series set in the 90s, and if I were going to do it, I wanted to do something like what was those little Honda, not the Del Sol like we did, but there was a little Honda that had sound like a motorcycle engine that kind of raced. You know what I'm talking about?
You're not thinking about a Fiat 500. I mean, the
Fiero. No, it was a Fiero. That's what I wanted. It was a Fiero.
That wasn't a Honda.
That was a Honda. Yes, as soon as you said that, it wasn't a Honda.
It was
Sorry,
a Pontiac Fiero.
Pontiac. I understand that now.
Those things spontaneously ignited. I think that's.
I know that was the whole thing. I wanted it to be a piece of shit car that he was driving around. Now, if I were going to pick one for me, I was always partial to Rockford's Camaro, so I would probably lean towards something
old school, classic American.
Yeah, a little classic one. But
what about you, Sarah? You write stuff from the 1920s, so I hope it's going to be like a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, like a Phantom.
Oh, that like the Ghost.
Like a Ghost. Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah, I do like in The Mentalist. Patrick Jane had a cool car.
He has a
I don't
nice
know what kind it was. Do you remember what it was? A little vintage type.
Wasn't it a little British car? Wasn't it? It was.
It had to be with him. He was so cool.
Yeah, I always liked his little car. I thought that was cute. But yeah, I would.
Oh no, it was a Citroen. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
It was a Citroen.
But isn't it cute?
Oh, those things are brilliant. They had like an air ride suspension thing on those Citroens. I'm pretty sure that model had them too. And they had the weirdest floaty ride to them. They were bizarre things. And when you stopped, they were like a truck with airbags. They sunk down when you parked.
I've got my answer now. I'm going to change mine. I want a Corvair, like a convertible Corvair. Yeah. That way when I have a wreck, it kills me instantly, but that's neither here nor there.
Better than exploding in fire, right?
That's true. It's probably a safer vehicle. All right. Well, if we're just changing and throwing out extra ones, I'm going with the Jetsons hovering car.
Oh, that doesn't exist. But okay, that's fine.
Little futuristic there.
Yeah,
nice.
I'm going with that. All right.
He says that he'd be more like the Flintstones car, where he's like, and like.
I just pictured Doug and I sitting side by side in a little Flintstone car. Which paddling along the road.
I assume that I'm Barney and you're Fred. That's about right. So
we're definitely ending there. That's perfect. Sarah, thanks again. You're a joy to have on. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Lisa Regan. Thank you so much for coming back on. You're our regular annual...
A regular glutton for punishment?
Yeah,
is that what
exactly.
it is? She's like, a
regular sucker.
To be regular.
It's at our age, my dear, it's always good to be regular.
I love coming on here to chat with you guys. It's so much fun.
It's always fun to have you here, so...
Thank you. Well, I dropped the ball completely and didn't have you on last year because you did season 1, season 2, and now season 4. So we'll keep it up in the future. And normally this is the point where we ask you, give us a little bit of your background and everything else. But because you're returning and this is your third time, we're going to skip that bit so the folks can go back and listen to the previous 2 episodes to get that background information. But what I want to say is book 24 just came out in the Josie Quinn series about, as we're recording this, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think. Stolen Family. It released into the top 25 overall on Amazon Kindle.
That's not like the top 25 in mystery. Like that's the whole. That's like the top. You are the frothy bit at the top of the cappuccino. That's where you are right now, Lisa.
Which is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, all you've got on top is that cinnamon layer. That's it. So,
indeed. And what's even more impressive is the book's not in Kindle Unlimited, right? It's wide. So released wide and hit the top 25. That is super impressive. Last year, you surpassed 4 million sales in the Josie Quinn series. And that was before this release, so it's gone way up over that. And at that time, you had 5 million overall sales throughout your other books too.
Yes.
These are insane numbers, Lisa. Insane.
I keep waiting for the email, just like somebody to be like, hey, we got this wrong. It's like
turns out it's 50, not 5 million. Sorry.
Yeah.
Somehow our math was not math.
The decimal was in the wrong spot.
Right.
So I just want to say congratulations. That is an awesome thing. That is quite a feat. And I'm sure even after 24 books, you're still like pretty stoked about it. So.
Oh my God. Yes. I can't even wrap my head around it. It's just, my readers are just the best. They're the best in the world. They stick with me no matter what. And I'm so grateful every day. So grateful.
That's cool. Well, I mean, you also give them a fantastic product every time, guaranteed. So there's a reason why you're having this success, my dear. There's a reason. So this kind of leads into the first question that I had, that is it daunting or comforting to know that you're in a contract now for 35 books in that series, which you've actually, I think you agreed to a little while back, but you're at 24, you're going to do at least 35 of them. Is that a daunting prospect or quite comforting?
The contract is comforting.
Yeah, right.
Each book is a little bit daunting because when I only had a 2-book contract or a 3-book contract, my goal has always been to write a better book than the last one. So I feel like the bar gets higher every single time. And I have these amazing readers and I never, ever want to disappoint them. So sometimes coming up with stuff that I feel is fresh and new and coming up with things that I think that they'll really, really love can be daunting because I just want so badly to get it right.
Yeah. And we'll ask you a little bit more about that as we go on.
Yeah, so you do have to keep coming up with new ideas, more developing arcs. I guess it is a lot of pressure. It just keeps applying onto you. What do you do to kind of keep up with these ideas and keep these arcs with keeping them across multiple books is a challenge for me anyway. So I don't know how you do it for 24 of them. Do you have the ideas ahead of time? Like you already got these primary cases kind of set in stone. Like I know these are the killings that we're going to have.
I've got premises, so I've got ideas. So, and I tend to work in chunks. So say, I think from book like 14 to 19, I knew what was generally what the premises would be. We shuffled some of those around. So, I think book 19 was supposed to be 20 and 20 was supposed to be 22. So we shuffled them around depending on what we think, my publisher and I, what we think that readers will enjoy most, at that time coming off the last book. And then with 25 now, we're starting a new chunk. I've got 6 ideas all in the queue. Ready to go. And I couldn't tell you the exact order that they'll be in, but they're there.
The fact that you have 6 ideas, I don't think I've got that going right now. Nick, do you have 6 ideas ready?
Not good ones.
Oh, if we got 6 bad ideas, I'm loaded with those.
So this is interesting because this process, right? Because I know when you've been on before, you've talked about the relationship with your editor and you go back and forth and you set kind of out for, I think when you talked about it before, you were kind of doing 3-book kind of arcs of things, right? So, and now you're looking at like 6 out. But at some point you have to decide, I think you've got that list of 6 main case topics that they're going to be about. But at some point you have to sit down and come up with what those 6 will be, right? Now, whether it's a year or 2 out of when they'll actually be written or whether it's 5 minutes before they're written, a decision has to be made. So how does that all work? Do you just come up with this big list of stuff of ideas and then jumble around and then pitch them to them and they bounce them back? Or how does that all go about?
It's a very messy process. To be perfectly honest, my husband helps me with a lot of this stuff. He's got a lot of great ideas and a lot of times it'll just be like, he knows a ton of stuff. So he'll just be like, hey, this would be really cool to use in a book one day. I just have this little like vault of notes that I keep. And when he comes to me with something like that, I'll jot it down for later. And then sometimes I can build a whole premise around, one creepy thing that he's come up with. He helps me with a lot of plot stuff.
My wife would love all the creepy things I come up with. I'm just saying. So
no, it's better your wife doesn't know some of them.
Sometimes I come up with an idea and I go, I could tell her about it. And then I'd be like, but she'll give me that look that's a little judgy about like, you think about that?
Think about what you're saying.
Makes her reevaluate her life decisions.
I mean, granted, you do start start off with if I wanted to kill a hooker, and then it's just
Yeah.
Then she's like, might want to clarify.
Exactly. I love the fact that Lisa's husband, we know two things now. He has creepy thoughts and he knows things.
He does. He knows. You wouldn't believe.
That's a T-shirt, Lisa. I want to see a T-shirt with Mr. Lisa knows things.
Yeah, he's like an inside. Well, I actually do call him Fredipedia. That is literally what I call him. Yeah.
Fredipedia.
And he'll come up with some obscure fact or fascinating thing, and I'll be like, Fredipedia strikes again.
Okay, so Fredipedia comes up with some ideas. You have a few. You build yourself a list.
Yep, I build myself a list, and then I do this document where I try to organize all my thoughts into some semblance of, order. I send that to the editor, and then she will make notes in the margins, and then we kind of go back and forth. And then we'll pick, if I have 6 ideas, we'll pick 3, and she'll say, try to develop a very short outline and see if it has legs. And, in that phase, and I'm talking 4 to 8 pages, maybe just, real quick beats of the story. And in that phase, I can generally tell, the premise sounds awesome, but it's going nowhere. And so then if I can, get 2 or 3 pretty firm outlines in that stage, then she'll say, pick the strongest one or pick the one that's the most interesting to you at this point in time, or that would be the most entertaining for you to write. And then we go with that one. And then I write a much longer outline to see kind of where the weak points are. And even then, I will often, almost always, get between 50 and 75% through the book and hit some major plot problem, like a just roadblock or a hole, or so. I'm always just I know where I'm going. At this point, I don't know how to get from here to there. And so that's always a lot of work for me, for Fred, for my editor.
It's fair. That is a challenge when you get to that point where you can see it's like looking across a chasm.
Yes.
I know where the story's got to be on that top of that mountain over there, but I got to get from here to there. And how do I do it? Yeah.
Yeah. And the 3 ideas I had make no sense whatsoever. So now with all these books you've written and you kind of, some of these bumps in the road, you kind of know they're coming, right? You kind of expect to hit that. Have you found a system apart from just screaming Fred at the top of your lungs? Have you come up, maybe that is the system. Have you come up with another way? You kind of know it's coming, right? So do you go, okay, I've hit that point now. Here's what I need to do. Yeah.
It's just the solution kind of changes though, so with book 24, I got to a point where I was very, very close to deadline, and I was very, very close to finishing the book. And I just could not get there. I mean, I was completely blocked. And I had conversations with the editor, and I would go and write, and then it wouldn't, what we came up with wouldn't pan out. And so one night, it was midnight. My husband was still awake, and I came downstairs from my office with my laptop, and I said, I need to figure this out, and I don't know how. So he developed this kind of storyboarding system, and we stayed up all night that night, and he made me mozzarella sticks.
Dang, I want to marry Fred.
I know. He's the best. And yeah, so we worked through it together. He's very, very organized, very meticulous and systematic about the way he does things. And I'm not, I'm just like a hot mess. So he just took me through all the last beats of the story to the end, and we whittled them down to basically 11 storyboards, if you will, components. And then he rolled it out, put it up in my office, and I just wrote. I went from panel to panel to panel, and I finished the book. And so that 24 books in, and that was brand new.
And now a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Yo, Nick, did you know that you and I are on a panel at Author Nation this year?
How about that? Las Vegas, November 10th to the 13th for Author Nation, 13th and 14th for Reader Nation, where we're both going to be signing as well. And who do we have on the panel with us?
Oh, we're on the panel with Mary Stone, Cheryl Bradshaw, and then me and you. It's going to be great. Make sure you come check us out.
Now we'll get back to the show.
So you said something that kind of made, when you're looking at all these little different plot lines you've got, what is it that triggers that thing in you that says, hey, this is one that's going to resonate? I mean, you've got, it doesn't matter what stage you are, I guess, in writing it, it's going to, eventually this is going to come to that point. But how do you decide this is the thing that triggers? Is there something that, I guess, is there a trigger that you read this plot line and you're like, that's perfect?
To get me over the chasm or just general?
Yeah, just to get you over the chasm or just in general? Kind of a both question.
Yeah, just to decide, like this book, when you're doing that list of your 6, what is the trigger that goes, yeah, this has got to be on the list?
It has to be something that I want to tell everyone that I know about and talk too much about. So,
okay.
For example, in 24, I found this really obscure manner of homicide called burking. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. I'm going to tell everyone about this. And, nobody wants to hear about it unless you're going to read a crime book. So that was like, if I'm this excited about it and I can incorporate it here and it works and it moves the plot forward, then that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm headed. So I just have to find something, put something in there that I'm super excited about or that's fascinating to me, that does more work than just a cool fact.
For the people who are less smart than me and Nick, what is burking? Just so I know.
Burking is when it's a cause of asphyxiation, but it's 2 forms. It's manual, where you're actually strangling someone, and then I think the other one is called traumatic, where someone sits on the chest. So one person can do it, but it was actually coined in the early 1800s in Scotland. These 2 gentlemen, one of them was called Burke, find victims, and one of them would cover the victim's mouth while the other one sat on their chest, and until they asphyxiated, and then they would sell the bodies to this local doctor who was, starting to do autopsies as, a form of research. And so the term sometimes means a manner of death, and sometimes means killing people and selling their bodies to medical research to keep the money.
Either way, it sounds like it's a 2-person deal, and it's like something you could do with friends. So,
Birking clubs.
Birking clubs.
We have a local chapter.
We can do it. Let's just get together. It takes 2 of us. One of us, I'll probably be the one that's still in the chest. Nick, you'll have to do the one choke him out.
Only 3 thriller writers could sit around talking about this horrendous act.
Also, is it bad that I'm a little jealous that this guy named Burt gets an act named after him? Yeah. Like, don't you want to have something done that show like, hey, I'm Harveying this guy?
I dug this guy.
Well, I do get dug. Like, you do dig a grave and have to dug it. So, yeah, I get that a lot. But
yeah.
And I got Pratt. As you remind me often, Pratt's already named after something. So you got Harvey. We got to come up with something good for Harveying.
Yeah, large invisible rabbit. But it's ultra funny to the English because Burke is also a term that means like an idiot. If you're a Burke, you're an idiot. So it's got an extra layer for the English crowd.
You name everything. Every word means you're an idiot in Britain, doesn't it?
Most of them, yeah.
Well, I was like...
We have lots of words. We invented them,
My favorite one that I just learned was numpty. Am I saying it right? Because
numpty's a good one.
I like that.
Numpty.
Yeah. Okay. Numpty's a very polite way of saying you're an idiot. Yeah. If you're a numpty, you're just like a bit of a silly.
That doesn't sound polite. It sounds.
Well, it depends how you say it. If you go, you freaking numpty, then yeah, it's a bit more than, oh, you numpty, like your auntie would say to you.
I was thinking it in terms of, look at this numpty.
Oh, see? Look at all this.
Yet we digress. How does that happen on this show? All right. So let's ask you a relatively sensible question. So this far into the series, are you conscious of balancing the stories for newcomers to the series and the faithful returning, right? Because when you're this many books in, 24, 25, there's a lot of people that'll see, oh, look, there's a new book coming out. Oh, that looks fancy. oh, it's number 24. Some will go back and take a look at 1, but most of them will dive in and go, if I like 24, then I'll go back and read through, and I'm excited I got a series. So
yeah, 100%. I've always been conscious of that because I, as a reader, have sometimes found a book that looks really good and then realized it was, in a very long series. And then I felt exhausted just thinking about.
Yep.
I got to start at 1. It's just,
So I remember I read Dennis Lehane's Kenzie Gennaro series, which is one of my all-time favorites. I've read it like at least a dozen times. I started with number 5, which was Prayers for Rain. And it was great. I didn't have any trouble keeping up or, understanding it. And then I loved it so much, I went back to the first book and read the whole series. And I got so much enjoyment out of it. And so when I started this series, I consciously made an effort to try to keep each book independent of the others so that you really didn't have to go in order if you didn't want to. Now, that said, the lives of the series regulars, there's more and more and more backstory with each book. There are more developments with each book, and it's getting more difficult because there's just so many people now. They're just clamoring for more of that. I think they would be happy if like 60% of the book was the regular characters and 40 was just like some mystery. So, it's so funny because you can tell the regular readers when they do reviews, they spend a lot of time talking about, developments in the characters' lives that really don't necessarily have any bearing on the plot. So it's much more difficult at 24, 25 to get that balance. But I do everything I can to keep the catch up on the backstory as short as I can for new readers and give a little bit more for my regular readers.
It's tricky, right? Because you don't want to info dump, and then it's like for your character, I forget what book it was. She's married, so you don't need to go back and explain that she wasn't married before that, because obviously she wasn't married. For the new readers, that's how she is now, right? It's tricky when your characters have something really quirky about them. It's like you've got to kind of explain that a little bit. And it's like that drip feeding in the early chapters to satisfy the newcomers without the regulars going, oh my God, we got to read this again.
Also, yeah, with a 25 books, I mean, that's a massive arc. Or in multiple arcs, you got to have, I just can't even imagine thinking back to book 1 going, okay, let's let me remember what I did there. So, but now you did talk about your side characters, and I think a lot of our readers do love the side characters. So I mean, I know we know Josie carries the stories, but when you started developing them, how much of that emotional weight that you put into them in your series, how much of that is organic and planned, and you're outlining it along the way, and how much of it is kind of like, oh, I should put this person into this situation, or
I would say 80% of it is organic. I kind of just let them play, and then I see what happens, kind of like what I'm getting back from them. I know that sounds like woo-woo, but it's true.
You're in a safe space, Lisa.
We understand that, yes.
We get it. You're in a safe space.
They talk to us. They tell us what they're,
Exactly. Yeah.
We're
so
crazy
I put them on the page and I let them, do their thing. And sometimes they surprise me. And oftentimes, though, I'll be in like 25, I'm writing. And because the last book was so focused on, one of Josie's colleagues, Turner, I'm 25 and I'm just including him in all the scenes. And I had to stop myself and say, hey, wait a minute. I think readers are going to want to see a little more Gretchen or Noah in this book, because we haven't, heard from them as much. And so I'll switch them out and try and give everyone a little more screen time to kind of balance it out.
With this many books too, like your notes and your Bible and everything has to be pretty thick. How often are you going, oh crap, did I give Janet a baby? And I have to flip back and look at what the name of the dog is or something like that? Yeah.
It's every minute.
I do feel like, though, like what I'm writing right now, I keep going back, did I name somebody that? And I have to go back and look. Did I, it's constant right now.
Yeah. I had a conversation with my editor the other day, and we were talking about, a character in 25, and she was like, I can't, I keep forgetting his name. And I said, it's Lewis. And she's like, we've had one before. And I was like, I don't think we have, and it's just like this whole, we had to go back and forth. And then the Bible, when I'm writing a first draft, especially, is always open. That document is just always open. And, I had to go back in and look, because there are so many moving parts and so many little details. And I tend to be extremely elaborate there's even minor characters that really come to life for me. And then I probably put more than I really need into some of the books. So I really have to have a reference.
And do you have a chart? Since you said you obviously kept up with names too, because I do the same thing, trying to remember, did I use this name before? Because I made the mistake in
names
two different...
Names are the hardest.
Yes. I did it at least in 2 different series where I had the same character name, which was Amanda, and my wife's like, do not use that name in another book. So she's like, stop doing that. I was like, I'm going to forget who's who. But yeah, because how many names could you possibly come up with before you... Like, we know tons of Nicks, and I know a couple of Dougs, and probably plenty of Lisas, so it's not like we can't have multiple names.
Right, yeah. Especially with minor characters, yeah. If I've had like a Doug in book 2, and then I'm like, okay, well, by book 19, I can...
You can rotate back to a Doug again.
That's about how long of a span you need of a break for Dougs anyway. About 17 books is about right. So
I realized the book I'm writing right now, I realized I already used the same first name, and I used it again for another, like a really small character. When I was looking back through a chapter, I'm like, oh, wait, they weren't in that. Oh, I already used it. It's like, oh, shit. Then you
in the same book, though?
Guess it all.
You did the same book? Okay, that's bad. Like, at least in the same series, you could probably do it like longer, but the same book.
Well, you just type them down. You got a little side character. They're talking to somebody in this convenience store who's got some CCTV or something, and you're like, I need a name. Okay, I'll use that name, and it's in the back of your head, right? So you just carry on. And then I found later I'd used it twice.
Do either of y'all have a list of names, or how do you come up with the names? Nowadays I do, but when I first started, I just I need a name. I'd look around going for something. Oh, look, here's this. But nowadays I've got like more of a list of who I can use. So do you have a way of grabbing names out of the thin air?
My method is very inefficient. I have a document that has all the names that I've used and whether they're minor, major character, and which book they were in. And then I have a 20-year-old baby name book, like literally a paperback baby name book. And it's got 35,000 names. I'm really getting down to the last 1,000, I think. But and then I flip through that. And then I have to, if I find one I like, I have to check it against my document and see if I've used it yet. So really, I should just be looking for names and then write a list of names that I can use. But that never happens.
My wife suggested, and so we started looking at. We've always been the ones that sit through the credits. So if you sit through the credits of a movie, and there's tons of names right there. We just got to start taking down. Especially hard to spell names, and you can remember those. So.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
I know, yeah. That's my wife's idea. She, much like Fred, full of good ideas. So.
I had I pull names from different places that for a long time, and I still do this occasionally, is I will search if they're like from Spain, I will search online for the Spanish soccer team or the Spanish baseball team.
Oh, nice.
And run through the roster, and you've got loads of Spanish names, and you can go find one. So I do that for different nationalities and stuff like that. I remember Wayne Stinnett telling me once that he would go on Facebook and he would look at his feed and he would scroll down to like the 10 back posts that somebody had put there, and whoever it was, he'd use their name. It was something along those lines. It was like, well, that's pretty random.
Somebody told me they used, I think it was Kevin Tomlinson, who said that he pulled anybody who would send him a spam, like one of those spam friend requests. He goes, well, that's fine. The single girls in my area, you just became a murder victim. That's what you just became. So
yeah, I was going to say for victims and nasty people, that's the perfect way of
coming
out with names.
This is what writers think about. So we just get to chat about it. So.
Things we think about. So you have audiobooks for the whole series, and it's been the same narrator. The early ones, they switched narrator, I think. Is that right?
They switched after book 3. So the first 3 are a different person. And then from 4 on, we have Kate Hanford. And she's fantastic. I love her.
Yeah, she's done them all. So when you really started rolling on audiobooks and the more you did you start hearing the narrators' voices for your characters in your head or your own?
No, not my own. I don't know. They're just in my head. But I can tell you this, that whenever I'm feeling bad about myself, I will put on one of the audiobooks and listen to Kate narrate it, because she makes it sound so good that every single time I'm like, did I write that? Because,
that sounds really good.
This scene's so cool. That's great. A good narrator, boy, does it make a difference, huh? I mean, when they Oh gosh, when they sell that story, I know what you mean. My wife Cheryl now does the QC on our audio because I sucked at it. I would be listening through, and I would either get. I'm really super blessed to have some great narrators doing the stuff. So I get lost in them telling the story. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm getting into this story, and by the time you're listening to that, you're writing the next book, which is probably, for me, it's a different series. So it's like, oh boy, this is months ago I wrote this. I'm just remembering again. Oh, that was all right. And then the flip side of it is I'm like, oh boy, I used the same word in 2 sentences in a row. Damn, how did I that slip through?
My wife started doing my QC, and when I sent it to my narrator with all the notes, he was like, he looked at the notes because she was a lot more detailed than I was, because I'm kind of the same way. I'd be like lost in what's going on.
Zone out for a while, and you're like,
Ashley's got this huge long list. I send it to him. He's like, what? I was like, it's not me doing it. New process. Enjoy.
Ashley's more thorough than you and organized.
It's a shocker,
right?
isn't it?
Unbelievable.
It's a shocker. I know.
Didn't see that coming.
And now let's hear from this episode's sponsor.
Hi, I'm Jamie Davis, fantasy author and show manager of the Author Nation Conference this November in Las Vegas, Nevada. I thought you might want a little pick-me-up for your day, so here's another dad joke for you to enjoy. I heard there's a restaurant out there run by halflings, and they put an advertisement on Indeed looking for a new chef. They asked for a short order cook.
And now, let's get back to the show.
All right, so here's a doozy for you. So this far into the series, is there anything in the series that you're like, God, I wish I'd done this differently? Because I'm stuck with it now.
I wish I had made the town bigger. It's supposed to be a small city, but, I didn't really believe that the series would go on this long.
You're running out of places.
And so now the crime rate is just absolutely astronomical.
Hey.
And yeah, I'm like, wait, could 2 or 3 killers really live in the same development? I mean, yeah.
They're right. Well, at some point you find out it's where all they go to retire, and it's just this little town that the serial killers come to hang out in. So.
Well, I live on an island. There's only 80,000 people here. And they have like 3 or 4 murders a year. And when I started my Nora series, I'm like, their murder rate's going to go up a lot. I hope I don't damage the tourist industry.
But yeah, you do that in these small towns, and people are like, a lot of people dying here.
Yeah, it's a fictional town. You can start adding on stuff. I'm writing one of my Cat Cromwells right now, and it's set in Dana Point, which is a fairly decent-sized Southern California town. I'm in that same problem. I'm like, okay, we had a scene there. We had a chase scene there. I'm trying to find like new little parts of neighborhoods to go set something. Well, you can have, you're inventing it. You can have this whole extension of the town that just got built.
Yeah. I've tried to come up with new stuff. I realized, so when I went to high school, I lived in Danville, Pennsylvania, and there was a state mental hospital right behind my development. And I realized that I had never used that. So I put one in 23, and I was like, well, I'm just going to put that in there, and maybe it'll come in handy later.
Yeah, no, wait a second.
It was abandoned in the book. I did not escape from there.
Just clarifying. When you said you grew up next to, that would be a standard for I managed to get out and take over somebody's house nearby.
Look, I want to just volunteer because I know that Nick put you in one of his books, Lisa. So I feel that you could make him the person escaping from the mental hospital if you'd like to.
Oh, that's a great idea.
He'll give you his information.
I'm so down with that.
Totally be okay with that. So we know also you actually have a great social media presence, and I know you, with the help of your assistant Maureen, have really. I love because I see your name pop up on my Facebook feed all the time. So what are some of the strategies that you're employing? So this is something that we've talked about a lot: is what kind of strategies you're employing around your launches and your releases, and then in those periods of time when you have no books coming out, because you keep that thing going all the time. So. And my wife, who runs my social media, she's just like, oh, she'll share these posts and go, I need to do something like this. So yeah, you guys have got it figured out. So
yeah, and I mean, I have to, hats off to Maureen, because she's constantly looking around, at other authors, platforms, at not just authors, but any platform that is doing something fun or cool or has a lot of engagement. And she'll come to me and say, hey, maybe we should try this. the title we gave her is multimedia coordinator, because she's everywhere, and she's, picking up things and trying things. And so, but the rules that we kind of like, informal rules that we've kind of laid out are: one, it cannot be a constant feed of buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Nobody's going to show up for that. I certainly wouldn't. So we like to keep another rule is this: we like to keep it focused on books, on reading, sharing other authors, that kind of thing. I mean, basically, if you're here on my page or in my lounge, you're a reader. So let's talk about books. So, and then, the third rule is that we try to make as many recommendations as we can. We encourage readers to do that too. I always say, like, as a reader, never in my life was there a point where I was like, that's enough books.
Yeah, that's true.
And the readers that come to my social media are the same. There's never enough recommendations. Come on. And so they love that. I frequently will poll them and say, what do you want to see more of? And that is always number one, is, recommendations for other books so that they can read, between my releases and that sort of thing. So sharing about other authors, other books is one of the things that's like top priority for us. And the other thing is just general engagement. We want to hear from the readers. It's not just about me being like, hey guys, I'm over here doing this. We want to hear from them. We want to engage with them. So anything, like we do Mindful Monday, where we post, it's usually a picture Maureen and I have taken of, just like flowers or something pretty outside, or if she went to the beach, she'll do a sunset, that kind of thing. And we'll post that, and we'll just ask people to kind of tell us what they're looking forward to for the week and that sort of thing. And,
something positive.
Or we'll ask them to post pictures of their pets. My dog, Mr. Philip, is a huge part of the social media presence. And I'm a dog person, and, he's become just, the fans are absolutely insane over him. So a lot of pictures of him. And then, people will respond. They'll tell us about their pets. And every time we see like kind of a cool question that we can pose, a this or that post, or, if you had to eliminate one of these 4 Halloween candies, which would it be? Fun stuff like that. We will do that. So we just try to engage the fans as much as we can so that they're a part of it. It shouldn't be just like I'm up here being the author. They're a part of
it's
of
engaging
this.
with them. I think it's important. It's kind of making them feel invested in you as a writer. Yeah.
Yeah, we're nothing without those folks. They are what turn us into enthusiastic writers to actually making a living doing it. So
right. Yeah. So that's really important to me, that they become a part of the process, a part of the journey of what I'm doing, what we're doing together. We're all kind of like in this book together every time another one comes out. We're in this world together that I made up. And so anytime that I have an opportunity to hear from them in any way, then I will do that. And it's pretty fun.
it's really cool. And big shout out to Maureen, because she is an absolute sweetheart and she does a brilliant job.
And Mr. Philip.
Well, Mr. Philip, it's the reason I asked Lisa if she wouldn't mind being in one of my books is because I wanted Mr. Philip in the book, and he wouldn't do it unless she was in it. That's really the only way it came about. It was a lot of negotiation with his agent, but we came up with a contract and pulled it off.
I'm just his caddy, so
His caddy.
And and if you haven't been to Lisa's social media sites and seen some of the pictures, you do yourself a favor and go and have a look at the pictures of Mr. Philip, because he is a character, unbelievable character. But so Maureen does a killer job, and you have your main page, and then you have your private reader group that people can join. You've got several thousand readers that are in there. And I think that the proof that you're doing it all right is how much interaction the readers do have with each other in there. And that's the goal, right? Is so that you're not just putting stuff in, you want them to be putting stuff in, and there's so much going on there.
And it's a community, and that's what I want. And they do. I don't often have to do very much. They're in there chatting to each other and sharing, memes with each other and new books. And and reviews and anything they see that is relevant to, this kind of like bookish corner of the internet we've created. And they're invested in each other. They're there daily, and they're kind and respectful. That's one of the things that really is just amazing to me about them and this space. I mean, of course, you open a reader's lounge, you want people to be kind and respectful, but you don't really know what you're going to get. But my readers are fantastic. I mean, we've never had an issue. They're supportive of me. They're supportive of each other. They just show up. They show up in there as readers and as fantastic human beings. It's just amazing. It's one of my favorite things, that not only are they just engaged as fans and readers, but they show up for each other and for me, and they are just conducting themselves as excellent human beings. And I just think it's amazing. It's just amazing to me.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. There's so much talk about fandom and all this stuff that we do. And there's a certain amount of deliberate nature that comes sometimes with that. And it feels, your groups, it feels so organic and easy. It's fandom, but it wasn't a marketing strategy that it started with. It started as a community. And I think that's...
It did. And I could tell you, I like to hear from them. I like these are the people that are reading my books. They're spending their money on my books. And so I like hearing from them. I like hearing their thoughts. I like seeing them interacting with each other and what they're recommending. And I've had readers invite me to their weddings and and that sort of, and I love it. I think it's wonderful that they're so engaged, and it's amazing.
It just seems like you foster them, and that's something I think that helps too. Like, it seems like you're keeping that kind of going. I mean, otherwise, why would they just drop in an invitation to a wedding for you? Like, unless they don't like you, they might just not like you, and they're like, haha, I'm going to invite her to this wedding.
There's that new Lisa Regan Birkin Club thing going on in there. But I would maybe nip that in the bud. That might be going down the wrong avenue.
Lisa Reagan's Birkin Club. That is by, yes.
And another T-shirt. We're up to at least right 2 or 3 T-shirts you've got to get made.
Listen, when the wine bar wasn't enough, it just wasn't cutting it.
Well, we have, as we mentioned earlier, we've had you on a couple of times before, so we've asked this question about your superpower, but we're going to kind of twist it a little bit for you now and ask you what you think your author kryptonite might be.
Kryptonite? I have to just pick one?
Well, self-doubt it is. Okay. And we're moving on.
It's overthinking.
Overthinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Overthinking. Same answer. Perfect. Yeah. Yes.
One of the books that I wrote very recently, I had multiple video calls with my editor, and I was just going round and round and round with the plot. And she kept saying to me, the thing that you were fixated on doesn't matter. Just move past it. You're thinking way too much about this. And so I would say definitely, I tend to overthink things big time.
Creatives are never like that. I think that's so strange. All right. So last question. Maybe we have a wheel of questions, and we'll give that Dougie Doug has it with him there.
I do have it with me.
Give it a spin, Doug.
I'm going to tighten it up a little bit while I got you here. Okay. Ready? And I just put some new questions on here.
Background noise, very faint background noise.
It's got a little wobble to it still. This thing's like 4 years old now.
I know, it's hanging in there.
It really is. It's. I'm in worse shape than it is, and so. Okay, so if you could attend any one sporting event anywhere in the world, what would it be?
Oh, it would be the Phillies in the World Series.
I knew it was going to be that.
Have a no-hitter. Yeah. Yeah. With a minimum of 12 home runs on the Phillies. Yeah.
And on a day that they let dogs in.
Yes. And free nachos would be nice too if we're gonna go ahead and go all in. So
yeah, a free beer.
Dollar Dog Day, yeah.
Dollar Dog Day. There you go.
I think it's back. We got punished, and that was taken away, I think, last season, and I think they're slowly phasing it back in.
As they should. How about you, Doug?
Sporting event. I I have done a couple of cool ones. I'm not that big of a sports guy, so I don't really care that much. But I would probably lean toward I think doing one of the Summer Olympics would be kind of cool. Not the Winter Olympics, that's too cold. But Summer Olympics where they do like the sailing and stuff like that. So the scuba diving races would be fun to watch. But you're always
scuba diving races,
yeah,
that kind of goes against a lot of the principles of scuba diving to race. But,
to race anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to race from the bottom to the top. That's all. So.
Yeah. Oh, another one's bent. Oh well.
I actually think the Kentucky Derby. I've not done that. It's been on my list of places I'd like to go do. I think the Kentucky Derby would kind of be fun.
I want you at the Kentucky Derby. I want to see the hat.
I have a hat, see?
No. You've got to have a big hat with feathers and shit.
That's not the way. I will have the mint julep, and I'll probably have a nice little white hat with a white suit and look very Southern at that point.
Nice.
All right, Nick, what's yours then?
Honestly, I've never been to the Monaco Grand Prix. So been to many, many, many racetracks around the world, and I've been to a lot of Formula One races a long time ago, but it's been a while. But I never went to the Monaco Grand Prix. My brother's been there. He's worked at the event. My dad been there, worked at the event. So it's a horrible place to watch a Formula One race because you only see them like short little bits. It's crowded.
Wait till you get to Vegas and you see the same thing. You have one little strip. There they go.
Well, yeah, fair enough. All right, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us again.
Always great to have you with us, Lisa.
Always
thank
a pleasure.
You so much. Yes.
Keep doing what you're doing. Don't overthink it. Don't second guess yourself because you're freaking killing it, girl. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Love having her on the show. She is a delight, and why she puts up with us.
Yeah, really cool. And off air, we got to meet Fred, so that was that was a bonus.
Fredipedia.
So
that was awesome.
Guy. Yeah. No, she's an absolute sweetheart, and she's so genuine, and that comes across, and that's why her social media stuff is so good. And Maureen does a great job with her. And the thing is, like Maureen, they know each other. They're friends, right? And so Maureen knows how to present Lisa when she's putting up posts and doing the stuff that she handles. It's an amazing community that she's built, and it's quite an example of fandom.
She's a perfect example of someone you should try to emulate if you're trying. I mean, you should always try to do your own thing to get your fandom, but when you look at people who are doing it well, Lisa's doing it really well. So looking at how she's doing things and trying to take some of that into practice is probably a smart thing to do. So
yeah, not what she's doing, how she's doing it.
How she's doing it. Yeah, because you can repeat.
Do you.
Yeah. And trust me, I've been doing this since 2011. I have repeated plenty of people, and that has yet to work for me. It's been weird how that is. I try to do it just like this. Doesn't always work. So
yeah, rarely plays out, does it?
Yeah, it's best to figure out how people are doing it and I think you nailed it in that she's genuine. It's not faked. It's not something that she's trying to put out there. She genuinely loves her readers. She loves that community, and that comes out. So.
Absolutely. Well, if you think you get value from the show, we'd love it if you support us on Patreon. It's a couple of bucks a month. There's a free tier, but for a few bucks a month, you get the bonus questions like the one we just recorded with Lisa a few minutes ago.
Which was a bonus question. We had it was a long one.
3,
yeah. You better grab that one. So
head over to Patreon and support us over there. We'd really appreciate it. It helps keep the show running. Huge thanks to our friends at Vellum for all their support. Vellum.com, or you can go to tryvellum.com/2 authors. And then they know that you arrived there via us. And we appreciate that very much because they give us a little shout out. And you'll find Lisa's links and our links and all that good stuff in the show notes. We'll be back in a week with a new episode of the Two Authors Podcast. Until next time, be cool to each other.
Fair winds and following the seas.
You've been listening to the Two Authors Podcast with Nicholas Harvey and Douglas Pratt. Subscribe on your favorite platform for new shows coming every week.